All right, friends, we are back over here in, I guess they call this area the Galleria of Houston, but we're back up on the roof of this strip mall for the 4th time in 5 years. We've got honeybees inside this little parapet wall. This is actually the first place they were the first time I was ever up on this roof. And you don't see a whole lot of activity going in, I agree. But I've stood here and watched for a little while and I've seen 1 or 2 go in. It's kind of cool this morning. It's about 65 degrees. It's really not cold. 60, 65 degrees. But I've seen 1 or 2 fly in and out. And we've got some dead ones down here on the ground. So there's definitely something going on inside this corner. Oh, there goes one right there. She flew right past me. So we're gonna open it up and see what we find. All right, so we're back in it now. Not too big, just a small little hive. Some of the other ones I've had, they were built all up in this box up here and up here, but these don't look like they've quite gotten that far. So that's good. This is probably a late summer swarm. I don't see any brood, just a quick glance, maybe a little bit right there in the middle, maybe. And not much honey either, which definitely explains why they're not very active. So let's see if we can't catch our queen. All right, so just give you guys a little update here. We got all of our combs cut out. And like I said, it was just in that small little group there in the corner, just 1 bucket of comb here. And we caught Miss Lovely, which you guys aren't going to be able to see her now because they're all over her. But we are, let me see here, get down here where you guys maybe can see a little better, but all the combs are cleaned out. I mean, we'll scrape it clean one more time. And as I was working, as I was pulling out even brood combs, when I pulled the brood combs out, the bees weren't even covering them, which, you know, it's kind of cool, and I'd smoked them a little bit, but still, they were barely even covering the brood. And so the queen was not on the combs, but I started noticing a bunch of bees running down in this corner. Now the problem with that is that crack over there is basically on the outside of this block wall. So it's on the outside of the front of the building, essentially. So if they go down there and they find a hole to get out down there, they may be coming out, you know, where I can't reach them down to the front of the building, and I would have to move my ladder and everything all around there, my whole setup. So I shot a little bit of repellent down in here, a little bit down over there in that corner, and that got them racing up, all running back up. So they must have been bounded. They must have not had a way to get out down there. They all come running back up. And so I just was sitting here just watching and vacuuming and working for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, something like that. And finally the queen came crawling up and showed herself to me. So I nabbed her with a queen catcher. So now, I've got some that are going up in this hole here. There's not really any comb or anything up there, but they're running up in that hole, and that hole just goes, there's nowhere for it to go. It's just up underneath this little roof here. So I'm gonna lay some smoke in there a couple times, some real heavy smoke. Each time I blow heavy smoke, they'll come pouring out, and they're all flying out here and, you know, flying around all crazy, disoriented, but then they're going right there to the queen. So that's working pretty good for bait. They're really not going to their honey and stuff. They don't really care about that right now. It's mostly house bees, and so like I said, they're flying out looking for mama. So that's where we're at. Like I said, I'm gonna smoke them real hard a couple more times, and basically just smoke them, wait a few minutes, vacuum what I can, smoke them, wait a few minutes, and once I get to the point that I've smoked them heavy and nothing comes out, which there's really nothing coming out now, but they'll always be like a surge. You'll smoke them, and they'll come pouring out for a minute or two, or whatever, and they kind of slows down, and you'll think they're all out. You smoke them again, and here they come pouring out again. So how fast they run out obviously is directly correlated to how heavy the smoke is, how much smoke's in it that's running them out. So all right, well, let me get back to it, and we're just about done. All right, that's it on this one. We got everything cleaned up. Anyway, we got a little cluster of bees up here still where the queen was laying, and we got our queen right here because I guess a gust of wind just knocked her off the ledge. But we'll take her and all these friends, and we going home. Oh, and there's the happy ending to, you know, just being a middle-class working guy up there on the roof doing my job, and some bum walks by and busts into my truck. But it actually doesn't look like they stole anything. I don't think there was anything to steal. They have my center console here laid up in the seat. I guess they probably just rifled through the console and the glove box looking for cash, but joke's on you, sucker. I got no money either. But now I gotta get my door handle fixed, which is frustrating. Anyway, pretty bold, huh? I mean, right here beside the street, walks up and busts the lock open. But he probably does it all the time. He's probably fast at it. Guess I'll pull around in the front parking lot before I have lunch. And I know Josh has a handle for me, so I'll have my handle fixed soon.